Hi Taurus, welcome to your general tarot tune-in. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is Tarot with Netta. This reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node in the sign of Taurus. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If the reading doesn't resonate with you, check out your other placements. Grounding your reading, King of Cups. Wow. A masculine in their feelings. So let's go into your challenge position, what's coming towards you, and your advice. And yeah, let's see what's going on for my dear Taurus babies, my Taurus family. Okay. Wow, you've got some interesting energy going on here. In your challenge position, you have the Star, the Four of Swords, and the Moon. Your dreams could be pretty intense at this time. Your meditations could be pretty powerful if you have like a seated meditation practice. The Four of Swords is suggesting rest, you know, after exerting yourself energetically, potentially after a heartbreak. So the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords and the minor arcana. But you've got the Star and the Moon, two major arcanas here. Again, major arcanas are big energy, faded energy. Yeah, like the Moon is talking about illusions, deception, nighttime, you know, nocturnal habits, things that go bump in the night. So sleeping or other activities. There could be some like very deep sleep. You could also be connecting with your star family. There could be some astral projection going on. You could feel very like energized during the night when you're supposed to be sleeping, because this is in your challenge position. So you could be having maybe some difficulty like having a restful sleep. You could be going through some type of like activation here with the Star that's causing you to experience like some ascension symptoms, possibly, you know, hot flashes, really intense dreams. Hi Salem. Salem came to say hello. Okay, Salem, get your butt out of here. Yeah, maybe you have pets, you know, my cats sometimes wake me up in the middle of the night, like things maybe disturbing your sleep. Yeah, so let's go into what's coming towards you. You do have Temperance in the middle of your deck, so there could be a need for balance. You know, similarly to the Star, the Temperance is, you know, 1 foot on the land, 1 foot in the water, type of experience, or the way that you're moving through the world is yeah, very in tuned to the cosmic realm, to the maybe even Akashic records, to your psychic abilities. So a lot of things might be coming online for you. There could be a sense of fear as well with the Moon. So the Moon is like things of the subconscious, you know, coming to consciousness, and sometimes they cause, yeah, like fear. There's a fear of the unknown, especially if it's in regards to doing some like shadow work, things that might have been repressed for a long time. But I feel like there's Salem. There's okay, Salem. There's a big need for you to bring these things to light, and it might be happening in a very spiritual manner, in a very spiritual way that Salem, calm down. I think he's chasing a fly or something, and it's driving him a little bit crazy. Okay, so what's in your advice? Wow, my dear Taurus, clear as mud, right? Okay. All right, there we go. 9 of Cups and the 4 of Wands as well. So yeah, what's coming toward you? You do have a wish of like perhaps putting or activating some gifts, you know, activating some synchronicities. I feel like you're trying to manifest a sign from the universe that you're on the right path, but there is no wrong path. You know, any path that you're on is the path that you're meant to be on. I think more so you're trying to like test your gifts, you know, it's almost like those intuition tests, or you're trying to gain signs from the spirit realm, or yeah, the cosmic realm, kind of like, you know, God, tell me you exist, or, you know, my guardian angels, guides, just give me a sign, tell me you exist. You want to be reaffirmed. That's essentially what's happening. It's Yeah, I feel like you're trying to manifest like signs from the universe to reaffirm you. But okay, grounding your reading, starting off your reading, you have the King of Cups here. This could be tied into like a romantic character as well. Somebody in their masculine energy who is in touch with their emotions, who's able to lead you in some way in regards to tuning into your emotions. If this is not a romantic partner, it could be some type of teacher, like a spiritual teacher, a guide, a guru. Just be mindful not to like, you know, go too much in the deep end in regards to like cult like groups or societies. But I feel like, because I'm almost getting like a sense of like desperation, you know, that it's coming in very powerful, that you know, it's not even in the subconscious anymore, it's in the conscious, that you're on the spiritual path and you just want to know that it's the right path. And in that same line of thought, you want to meet your soulmate. So it's almost like you're calling in your divine partner, and you feel like when that person shows up that you will be reaffirmed that you're on the right path. Like that's almost like the sign that you're looking for, is like the right man or the right woman, the right person that is like emotionally mature, spiritually evolved. They have their shit together, they're doing all that self-work. Once they show up, I feel like for you that will be like the flip, or the switch in the universe, or the sign from the universe, you know, the synchronicities, 1111, repeating numbers, or like deja vu, or, you know, getting signs, like multiple signs through like specific words or numbers or symbols. You're calling it in. Yeah, I feel like, you know, your wish right now, it's being manifested, but you are being required to have some patience, to exert some balance over your practices, over your like manifestations. Yeah. Okay, let's go into your advice. You have the Queen of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. So yeah, you've got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. But the Queen of Cups, you're following in your advice, and the way that they're presented in this deck, I see the Queen of Cups more so as like connected to Scorpio energy. She is known as the beloved. People fall in love with her, they get obsessed with her a little bit, but sometimes it can lead to unhealthy obsessions, whether that's somebody being obsessed with you, or some addictions, you know, coming to the surface. You know, you do have the moon here, so I feel like it's all kind of coming up, you know, like all the shadow work, all the spiritual work, all the signs that you're looking for. It's almost going to be like a smorgasbord. Everything's going to come up to the surface at once, especially if you're like in this water element of cups. It's, you know, it's a transmutation of energy, a very flowing way. Very sacral chakra as well. But, you know, if you play with the water element, you know, and you're not careful, it can, you know, lead to like drowning, tsunamis, like torrential rain, downpours, and you got to watch out for that. I think that's why the Temperance is in the middle of your reading. You might be like calling in more than you might be able to handle, you know, and there are no accidents, there are no mistakes, but like this is a kind of like a forewarning. You know, you don't want to like overwhelm yourself. The Two of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, yeah, you might be like balancing too many things at this time. Salem, you're okay, honey. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles here, it's like juggling finances, juggling responsibilities, juggling things of the earthly element. But yeah, with the Five of Cups, it's like focusing on loss. Like with this juggling, you might drop some things on accident. It might be like too many things that you're taking on. They become burdens. The responsibilities become too heavy, and you end up, yeah, like dropping a few things or disappointing a few people, or like responsibilities, and then you like, instead of moving on, you're just really focused on this loss. I feel like you've somehow like disappointed someone or yourself in this process of trying to create this like magical life of calling in your divine partner. Yeah, it's almost becoming like a warning. You know, it's like you're on the right path, but at the same time, don't bite off more than you can chew. Okay, my dear Taurus, let's get one card from the Divine Angels Oracle deck. Let's see, Taurus, what does universe have to say? Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Yeah, exactly. You're calling in someone who's on the spiritual path, the path of enlightenment. It's almost like you don't even want to pay attention or give time to anybody who's not on a spiritual path. You might like fall in love with someone who is a type of guru or leader, somebody in a position of power that you feel that you can trust. They invoke a feeling of trust because they are, you know, an authority figure in that realm that you desire to belong to. Nothing will come of this situation. Void, of course, moon. Interesting. So yeah, just be mindful of like, you know, just because somebody is like holding a position of power, they seem like they might be an expert in their field, a guru, you know, you might develop some kind of crush on them, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be like your soulmate or your partner. So try to have some like practical thinking, especially if they're like married or already committed. You don't want to go a little like too far into the deep end of like delusion, but you know, in that spiritual world, the cult like mentality, this does sometimes happen, especially if people go in vulnerable. You know, but I feel like you have a good head on your shoulders. It's just like you're getting swept up because you're just feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Maybe you are not sleeping enough, you know, that Four of Swords and the moon starting your reading. You might just not be getting enough rest, and you know, you just need like a really like nice long nap or a nice rest day where you can reset and then think clearly, because I feel like right now it's becoming something that is yeah, a little bit of an illusion with the moon. Okay, my dear Taurus, I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.